People are still talking about the Iron Squid intro, all the production, the orchestra, the crowd. I think Canada's ready for an event like this. When's the next big one?
Really? You weren't going to take the chance to be like, Iron Beaver or something? Good evening, everyone. You'll notice that the overlays aren't finished yet because we're still waiting on a guest. Phone, download, PC, storage, the webcam. So. All right, we're waiting on a guest. He's having just a couple problems with his webcam and Skype, but we're going to get that figured out. And hopefully he doesn't break our call if he does join. But welcome to Esports Canada TV. I'm your host, Quinn in the Net. Frank and Nick are joining me this evening, but I just want to wait till the other person joins our call.
And he just did.
And before, there we go. Fantastic.
I clicked accept.
Now I can do them screen regions.
Perfect.
Oh.
Nice. That's a nice wall.
That's a good wall.
Oh, that's not so good. No, you're breaking it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Bad static, he asks?
Wow.
Wow.
Sure.
Rough start. Rough start.
My ears are...
No video.
It's all good. Ryan, if you can hear this, I'll just message him here.
All right. Just destroyed it.
Yeah, that was something, all right.
He was not lying when he said possibly bad static.
Yep, totally hit us there.
Why does the video do that, though?
Hmm?
Oh, why do I keep spelling audio wrong?
Okay, I'm back.
Perfect.
Wow.
You sound like $1 million.
Sorry for that, yeah. Or will static assault.
No problem.
We will all chip in and buy you a new camera. There's no way we can let you go on the internet with that ever again.
I know, yeah, it's pretty atrocious.
Man, the life of an indie developer.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Yeah.
Can't even get a
Yeah, it's a hard road, man.
We got no webcams.
That's static.
Okay, wow, man, that was our best intro yet, I think, guys.
Yeah,
that
That was pretty good.
Welcome to 21. 21 means you can drink pretty much anywhere in the world, so I think that was very fitting.
21st episode, so good. 21 episodes ago, I didn't think we'd make it.
Frank, is it just me or is your shirt like
Is
an
it-
optical illusion right now?
Yeah, it is. I know. It's Skype
Whoa.
camera.
That's so whack. It's like,
Did you just say that's so whack?
yeah, I did.
All right. Hey, John, you got to intro us.
I know. I just wanted to get the nice Eden
Do you want
Industries
me,
logo
to do
going.
it? Do you want me to give it a shot? I'm no actor.
No, the intro is my bit, Frank, so it's like the one thing in the show that I get to do.
If I learn how to do the intro, John, we'll have no use.
Yeah, I have no use for the show. All right,
Quinn,
perfect.
people
Welcome
say-
everybody to a very special
Quinn, your mic.
21st episode of Esports Canada TV. I'm your host at Quinn of the Net, John Quinn. You can't
Your
hear
microphone.
Me, but, and
again.
I'm joined by my two co-hosts, ESC Jovian and ESC Songers, Nick and Frank, the casting Canadian
Archon.
Yeah.
Archon.
Bilingual
Nick
Archon.
and Frank, how are you doing this evening?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
I think he's asking you, John.
I'm doing quite well.
Good.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, we
I can
can.
hear you.
Hello, everyone.
Can I get Endersword in chat to tell me that he can hear me? Just so they just wonder, can we screw off?
Well, you sound fine in Skype.
Okay, forget it then. Our guests this evening, you can take a look at the rundown. We'll be joined by Ryan Vandendyck and as well Tubby the Fat. Mr. Martins will be joining us at around half past the hour, maybe a bit later because we ran a bit late with the intros. And then hopefully we'll get to be able to talk about Iron Squid 2, the Pulse last night from NESL, and anything else that's happening.
If
But
we don't run out of time, like
if
always.
we don't run out of time, which we
Maybe you can
100%
talk about-
do all of the time. But our guest tonight, continuing a series we started probably week 12 or so, interviewing indie developers from around Canada. So tonight we have Ryan Vandendyck. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Great to have you here. So Ryan, you are affiliated with Eden Industries. I want everyone to go and Google Eden Industries right now and check it out. You may have played his first game, Waveform. If you have, give a big shout out in chat for that. So Ryan, what I want to know is where you're from and how you got into the whole development game.
Sure. So I'm based out of Vancouver, and I was developing in the mainstream industry for about 5 years. I started at Next Level Games in Vancouver, working on Mario Strikers Charged for the Wii. Huh. Yeah, I then went to Silicon Knights for a little while, a year and a half, over in St. Catharines, Ontario. Did a couple things there, but, well, if you know the history of Silicon Knights, you probably can imagine that did not go so well. And I ended up leaving and going back to Next Level, working on like Ghost Recon for the Wii and Luigi's Mansion 2. And well, partway through that, I decided, yeah, I really want to make kind of my own stuff, kind of go the indie route. So actually, I started working on Waveform evenings and weekends while working my full-time job at Next Level. And then did that for a couple years until I was ready to ship Waveform. And then I quit about 3 months before shipping Waveform on Steam, and then released it as the first game under my company, Eden Industries. So
nice.
And how big is Eden Industries? It's you and
it's a pretty kind of loose collection of people. In the same way that I worked, on Waveform part time while having a full time job in the industry, a lot of other guys that I'm working with kind of do the same. So right now, there's about 10 of us working on our new game, Citizens of Earth. But again, I think 2 of us are full-time, and then everyone else is sort of part-time, juggling other, kind of jobs and responsibilities. So it sounds like a lot of people, but it's not quite as big as it sounds.
And are they involved with other game companies, or are they kind of other jobs, other industries?
Some of them are. Yeah, some of them have jobs at other game companies or other, kind of related industries, like, art houses and stuff like that. But
is that kind of frowned upon, working for kind of a major company and going and doing other games in your spare time?
Yeah, usually it is frowned upon. You have to kind of get special permission. Like I had to, get, written permission when I was at Next Level to do it. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I left Silicon Knights, is they wouldn't give me that permission.
Oh, wow.
So you do have to find kind of an employer that is a little lenient and, willing to let you do kind of whatever you want in your free time. But luckily, it seems like the guys that I'm working with have managed to get that approval, so it's been okay so far.
Congratulations. So what's been the biggest difference so far with moving from kind of that big company, huge team, that corporate infrastructure to, hey, you're on your own now?
I think the biggest thing is just how many kind of hats I have to wear in the normal development of a game. Like when I was working mainstream, I would just be programming like AI and stuff like that, and that was just my little area, and that was all I had to worry about. But now it's like I'm doing the design and the programming, and I'm making all the particle effects for the games, and I'm making the website for the and it's just I'm running like tech support for our server, and I'm emailing the press, and it's just so many different things that I'm trying to do. Can sometimes be kind of overwhelming, having to constantly switch gears to fill all those roles.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, you've listed a bunch of the things that now you have to do by yourself because, you are a smaller team. And Frank and I, we watched Indie Game, the movie. We saw some of the challenges that some of the developers had from that movie. For you, what's the biggest challenge you face as an independent developer?
I think the biggest thing is just kind of letting the world know about your game.
Right.
There's so many games out there, especially, when you consider that, indie games and the big mainstream titles are all kind of sold together on, like, Steam or other platforms. Like, standing out amidst, these huge games with huge budgets and marketing, or other, games that just, have a huge following, can be really hard as just, one guy or a couple guys just without a huge marketing budget or those kind of connections to really establish that community and that following to really take your game from being a good game into a successful game.
For sure, yeah. I would definitely see that. I mean, they have such budgets for all their advertising, right? Like any kind of like internet, you got the TV going on. Is there a difference from being an independent developer in Canada compared to the United States? Do you find that?
I find, probably the biggest difference would just be, how many of the conferences and stuff are in the U.S., like the Game Developers Conference and PAX and all those kinds of things. Like last year when I was going to GDC to show off Waveform, I was like hassled at customs for like 4 hours trying to like bring across, like I had these USB keys with with my game on it. I was handing out to the press, and they were like super suspicious of that. And even though I wasn't
Canadian
selling
virus.
anything, but yeah.
Virus.
So I don't think there's a huge difference, but certainly like because of the location of a lot of the big conferences that you want to attend, that just makes travel a little more difficult, especially if you are planning on having like a booth at PAX and stuff like that. Like it's like a customs nightmare.
Oh, for sure.
Ryan, I'm really interested in your game Waveform, so I'm going to show some of that while I get you to talk about it, because this game looks amazing. I haven't had the chance to play it, but it is on Steam, and I'm definitely going to pick it up right after this. The first thing that comes to mind is pretty much my favorite game of all time, Frequency, from PlayStation 2. I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, but it's that same sort of... Go ahead.
I was going to say, familiar with it, but I actually haven't played it myself.
Yeah, it's the same sort of colorful style and music. And where'd you kind of get the idea for Waveform?
It's kind of funny, actually. So right when I was planning on, kind of diving into the, indie development kind of world, I didn't really have anyone I was working with. So I kind of looked at what I could do, and I was like, well, I can do the programming and the design, but I can't make any art. So I wanted to make a game that didn't require a lot of art. So I started just like doodling on paper like what I could do. And I have like my degree is in math, right? So the only thing I can doodle is like a sine wave. So one day I was just doodling sine waves, and I was like, you know what? I think it'd be fun to play as a sine wave. And then I just went home, just kind of started the prototype, and 3 evenings later I had kind of the bare bones game, and it was pretty fun, and I just went from there.
And how long from kind of that first couple sketches of a sine wave all the way to release?
It was almost 3 years.
Wow.
Which is a long, but again, that was a lot of like evenings and weekends, like part-time kind of stuff. So I think it would have taken a lot quicker if I hadn't.
Yeah.
If I was working full-time.
If it was your full-time gig, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But plus I also wrote like all the tech, the whole engine from scratch, which took a fair bit of time, but I think has set me up really nicely like for my next game, because I could reuse so much of the tech, so it's been really helpful. But it did take a long time initially.
And were you kind of working on games even as a kid? I know there was games like it was like a Click, I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically like a Flash editor where you could make your own games, but they were just like loose, kind of like a PowerPoint presentation all about. Were you kind of finding those sort of tools and making your own games before you kind of
I was doing a little bit like more. I did more of like the like just kind of programming rather than some of those like editors. But also because especially when I was young, I tried doing some of the programming, but I mean to do anything really complex, of course, you need like a lot of time, a lot of experience. So I would actually spend most of my time actually just doing like game designs and like critical studies of other games, like analyzing mechanics, seeing like what worked, what didn't work, sort of from a player kind of perspective. So I think I was mainly sort of honing my I guess theoretical game design, I guess if you can call it that. And then once I was able to do a little more experience with programming, then I sort of started.
And what game really didn't work the
most? Like of all games I played.
Yeah.
As a kid. Oh jeez. I'll tell you. There's this game called R.D. Lightfoot on the Super Nintendo, and I hated that game, and I couldn't get past the first level. I don't know why, but I think the collision detection was off when you jump on the boss. So that's all
Blame the developers.
So R.D. Lightfoot, it's been a thorn in my side since I was 7 years old.
You should create the sequel. Do it right.
Yeah, that's right.
I wanted to say, how kids in high school, they're like sitting in math class and they're doing things, they're like, when am I ever going to use this? This class is bogus, right? You should go into like every high school math class where they're drawing sine waves and be like, dude, this could make it. This could make it for you. You have no idea.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, so obviously Steam is a great platform, especially for indie developers, and relatively recently, it's actually been a couple months now, they released Steam Greenlight. How important are initiatives like Steam Greenlight for indie developers?
I think they're really important, actually. As I said, kind of the biggest hurdle that I experienced in making Waveform was just getting the word about the game out there. And I think, the more platforms they have that are specifically, targeted to let people showcase, the games they're making and develop, that audience and that community around it, I think is just, that's essential and just so awesome. I really hope, there's more of that kind of stuff down the line, just to sort of, bridge that gap between, again, making an awesome game and, letting people find out about it.
Yeah, yeah. And we've had a couple other indie developers on before as well, from Alien Trap Games, so Lee and Jesse. And Jesse from Toronto does get to experience a few indie developing game developer conferences. And I think Lee, was it in Regina? I forget where he was from now. But anyways, it was
I think Regina, yeah.
Yeah, he said there's nothing there for him. What's the scene like in Vancouver? Is there like a nice, thriving or developing developer scene?
Yeah, Vancouver's pretty good. I don't think it's quite as developed as Toronto, but certainly there's one event I go to every month that's focused on indies, and people are always showcasing games, and it's pretty awesome. And I think there's room to grow. I think the interest right now in Vancouver is kind of bigger than what the infrastructure of kind of the indie scene is allowing. But I think as people are really kind of getting more and more involved, I think the scene here is really going to start strengthening and growing really fast. So it's already pretty good, but I think in the future it's going to get even stronger. So
it's really good to hear. There is something I want to mention before I have another question for you. I actually have a close friend who knows you. He used to work at Silicon Knights with you. But anyways, I don't know if you remember him or not, but Dan DeRoche says hi, so I thought I'd tell you.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's funny.
Awesome, yeah, it's a small world, right?
That's the point where he's like, you mean the janitor?
Oh, now we're trolling Dan. I told Dan to actually come on and troll you, but he's like, no, he didn't have anything mean to say about you, and now we're already trolling Dan, so that's good.
Yeah, we vetted you with Frank's friend before we brought you on.
Yeah, that's good.
And also want to say from chat, Mario Wallet says that the music and frequency is amazing. Oh, sorry, I thought he was actually talking about Waveform. I'm sure Waveform's awesome.
That's actually my boss, so...
Is it?
We don't have to take anything from him.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to probably block him from chat
just ban him right now.
But I have another question for you. So you actually mentioned it earlier that you're developing a new game. So the game is called Citizens of Earth. What can you tell us about it? And I believe while you're talking, John's going to have some images that he can show of the game.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Citizens of Earth is sort of our modern kind of zany take on the classic JRPG. And so you play as the vice president of the world, and as a kind of classic, bureaucrat, you're very charming and charismatic, but practically you're kind of useless, and you don't like getting your hands dirty. So you discover that there's some kind of fishy business going on around, and you decide, you're the elected official, you should do something about it, but again, you don't want to actually get your hands dirty. So you start kind of recruiting just regular townsfolk to fight your battles for you. So instead of, in RPGs, you have the warrior and the mage and the thief, so in our game, instead, you'll have the baker and the school teacher, the homeless guy, the buyer, your younger brother, and you recruit all these regular people to come fight for you. And so every character has a lot of personality in and out of combat that kind of drives a lot of the interest in each one. And everyone has their own day job, of course, outside of following you around and fighting your battles. So actually, as you use every character and level them up, they get better at their day job, and so the whole world is kind of growing and strengthening around you in this grassroots movement.
Wow. You said earlier that you're not really artistic, and obviously those drawings are very well done, and people in chat actually saying it reminds them of Fallout. So I guess someone else from your team is doing the art in this project?
That's right, yeah. That's right, yeah. I kind of have just a very general idea of how I think it should look, but yeah, the other guys on the team are much more responsible for the actual look, and I kind of just kind of get the approval, but yeah, I'm not doing the actual assets.
If Ryan drew them, they'd all be sine waves.
That's right. Yeah.
The poor homeless guy would just be a flat line.
Like,
Damn, I forgot what I was going to ask now. Oh my god, this is terrible. Nick, you're terrible.
What platforms
Yes.
is Citizens of Earth
That's what I
going
was
to
going
be
to
on?
ask.
Is it PC only?
So we're going to be, it'll have simultaneous release on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and then we're hoping to also have simultaneous release of iOS and Android as well. We're just working on integrating those platforms into our engine right now.
Cool. Well, Johnny?
And yeah, the game's actually going to have... Oh, sorry. You have a question?
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, the game's going to have like multiplayer battles, and it's something we're really trying to kind of push. I don't know if you guys ever remember playing Final Fantasy 3 or like 6 with their other numbering on the Super Nintendo, but on the back of the box it said multiplayer. When I picked up that game, I brought it home. I expected, like, fight my friends with my Final Fantasy team, but of course you couldn't. You could just like each control characters on your same team.
Right.
So ever since I saw that, I wanted to make like an RPG, JRPG, where you can like pit your team against others.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I really am, actually working on like these days is support for like multiplayer battles against your friends, bringing your team against theirs, and so this online kind of competitive arena. So
would this be like cross-platform? Like, if it was on my Android, I could play someone who's on the Xbox and stuff, or?
Ideally,
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure it's a lot. I'm just
Do
wondering.
you plan on reinventing multiplayer with this?
I mean, it would be great, but it's up to the underlying like networking technologies if we can get those all kind of communicating. But
right, for sure.
It'd be cool, but hard to say.
So does this mean that Citizens of Earth is going to be the next big esport?
Well, that's certainly the hope. Yeah, that's why I'm here talking to you guys.
That's awesome.
And do you have a release date for Citizens of Earth?
I'm hoping for early 2014. We're still like pretty early in development, and like kind of like with Waveform. Like Waveform was like quote unquote done long before it ever shipped. But I spent a lot of time really polishing it and making it something that I thought was like really an awesome experience. So the same is going to be true of this game. Like it's hard to really say when it's going to come out because we're going to polish the crap out of it and make sure it's really fun. So
yeah,
but aiming for early 2014.
Nice.
And,
well, we are excited, and we hope you bring us some beta keys at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there's actually a question in chat about might you plan on bringing it to Vita? PlayStation Vita, I suppose?
It's possible. It's funny. Last year at the Game Developers Conference, I stopped by the Sony booth to talk to them, like basically about that possibility, and there was no one around to talk to. They just had like the booth babes or whatever. Like they didn't know anything. So again, this year I'm gonna go stop by the Sony booth and try to talk to them and set up a meeting. And I think it'd be awesome. But it's sometimes hard to set that kind of stuff up between like indies and like the big companies like Sony and stuff. So I'd love to get it going, but it's mostly I'd say on Sony's end to let that meeting happen. So.
We wish you all the luck.
Sony, if you're watching, put it on Vita.
Yeah.
Mr. Sony.
Yeah.
We want it.
Make it happen.
Jim Sony. We want it. Ryan, I'm not sure if Frank told you about the lightning round.
I did not. I always keep it a secret.
Good. Good. Excellent. Perfect. But before we get into that, because it's grueling, you may not make it out alive, we do give you the chance to say your few last words. Plug what you're working on. Where can we find you? Follow you on Twitter, Facebook, website, all that.
Sure. Yeah. So if you Google Eden Industries, you'll find my website. Just edenindustries.ca, pretty easy. And Twitter, Facebook, same thing, Eden Industries. And Citizens of Earth is our next big game. It's going to have an online competitive multiplayer, which we hope could be a pretty awesome new esports in Canada. That'd be great. Okay,
we're all looking forward.
Over. Let's get our lightning on.
Ooh, he's eager for it.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's coming.
You don't even know. All right, it's time for. That's the worst lightning sound effect I've ever heard.
I wish we could hear it because
I know. It's a
like
bit
just-
anticlimactic. No one can hear it but me.
You just go. It's the.
That's a
silent.
good one right there. The lightning round. All right, Ryan. What we are about to do is ask you 10 questions in lightning fast manner, and we need you to respond to those questions honestly and as quickly as humanly possible. It's not going to be fun for you. It's going to be extremely fun for me. It's going to be physically taxing, emotionally grueling. Ryan from Eden Industries, are you ready for the lightning round?
I'm ready. Hand on the buzzer. Let's go.
Question 1, and I already know the answer to this because I've been able to tell that you're a huge Nintendo fanboy. Question 1 of the lightning round, Sonic or Mario?
Mario.
Correct.
Easy.
Number 2, would you eat green eggs and ham?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Question 3, would you eat them in a park?
Of course.
We didn't expect him to say yes, I guess, John?
Correct. No, I expected him to say yes 100%. You're up 3-0. 3 points.
Okay.
It's pretty good so
Good
far.
start.
Question 4, longest you've spent coding without a break?
Oh, 48 hours?
Whoa, for real?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Holy
impressive.
You can thank Silicon Knights for that one.
Oh, cheap digs. That's a great time, 48 hours, and the cheap dig at your former employer. That's 2 points. You are up 5. You are up 5.
All right.
Question 5, finger-length arms or arm-length fingers?
I would say arm-length fingers, because I could code like a beast with those.
Oh. Yeah, it would be pretty hard to cope with T-Rex arms, I guess.
Yeah. Just like.
Yeah, but if you had super long fingers and they were like arm size, you couldn't do anything. Unless like the end of the arm had fingers.
Oh God.
I could array like 5 keyboards in front of me.
John, that's
The
nuts.
logistics of this do not work. You receive no points. 5. Question number 6. The developer who inspires you the most?
Personal developer or company developer?
Either or. If you drop a name, I probably won't know it, so you might not get a point. But maybe if you explain what they've done or who they're with, then I might be able to follow.
Well, either way, it'd be Shigeru Miyamoto with Nintendo.
Okay.
I think he was
I have
trying to
heard of
suck
that
up to you,
person.
John.
No sucking up allowed. Half point. Question 7. If you were not an indie developer, what would you be?
Mainstream developer.
It's a cop-out answer, and I like it. 1 point. I believe you're at 7.5.
Okay.
Question 8. Your fastest Master Glove time.
Oh, jeez. No. Time. Oh, man. I don't even... I can't remember. 0 points.
Oh,
Took the 0.
he did. He took like a champ.
No one concedes. Question number 9. You get -1 for that. Question 9. In your next game, you need a single voice actor for a knight, a royal jester, and a singing dog. What actor gets the role?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
You can't use the same answer twice. And as well, the correct answer was me. So that's -2. So you're actually going backwards now the deeper we get.
Uh-oh.
This is how the lightning game works.
Oh,
Very unforgiving.
Okay.
Question 10. Wow, this one's great. I think you're at like 7 or something. We'll tally it up after.
Okay.
It comes to release day for Citizens of Earth. You see your game is all over every platform on the internet. You're super excited. You wake up in the morning, you log on, and you see that there's been an error in the titling of the game, and the game has been released as Citizens. You have 2 options. Let the game be released as Citizens of Fart, and it becomes just as popular as it would if it was Citizens of Earth. Or
Maybe.
you have to take the game down and postpone its release 6 to 8 weeks to change the name back to Citizens of Earth. What do you do?
Citizens of Fart.
Yes.
And just pretend like that was the whole
Yeah.
plan.
Exactly.
Never tell anybody
Whatever
about
happened
the
to your
error.
game Citizens of Earth? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That was worth 5 points. You came out
Oh,
with 12.5.
Wow.
12.5.
12.5.
That's a high score.
12.5 is a very high score.
Breaking records here.
That might be the record, actually.
It's up there.
We always say we'll update the list, and we never do.
Yeah, you
12
say
and a
that.
half does qualify you, though, for the Tournament of Champions. We bring back the highest scores from throughout the year at the end for an ultimate lightning round. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely.
Well, it's not real, so don't get too excited. Ryan Vandendyck, you have been a fantastic guest. I can't wait to play Waveform. I'm probably going to buy it
I'm
right
going to
after the
buy
show.
right after.
And we cannot wait for Citizens of Farts to drop in Q1 2014. Any last words from you?
No, that was awesome. I had a ton of fun, and thanks a lot.
Perfect. Tell all your
Thanks for
buddies they're invited as well, except Dan DeRush.
Will do.
He's my close friend. I'll never invite him.
He can give us all the dirt on Frank. That's perfect. Guys, make sure to visit EdenIndustries.ca. Follow Ryan on Twitter at Eden Industries, and be sure to mark Citizens of Earth in your calendars for the first quarter next year. And to go on Steam right now and buy Waveform. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan needs a new webcam, guys. You better go buy that game.
Yeah, support this. Our indie developers need webcams.
Yeah. I'm going to be ashamed just going to buy one right after this now.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
We are
Thanks,
going
Ryan.
to...
Thanks, guys.
See ya. We're going to take... probably not going to take a break because we do have a lot of keys to give away, and I don't want that to get in the way of Tubby the Fat. So we're going to give away a couple of keys, I think 4 right now. And then we'll see how Tubby the Fat makes out in the lightning round. If he can get better than, let's say, 8 points, then we'll give away an additional 4 keys.
Whoa,
So
feeling
4,
generous.
Wow.
and then it all rides on Tubby the Fat for the additional 4. So right now in chat, if you can... Let's see, what's the question we're asking here, guys?
I don't know, John. We didn't plan this.
I know. Can you, everyone, tweet at esports_Canada with your favorite indie game of all time? If you can tweet at esports_Canada with just the title of your favorite indie game of all time, we will give you a Heart of the Swarm beta key to enjoy.
That's a good one. What's yours? Ooh, do you think that there are going to be a lot of, like obvious answers? Like everyone's going to be like, "Oh, Braid, Super Meat Boy." Or are there going to be some really? Are you
I don't
looking
know,
for
Frank.
anything
I'm not a mind reader.
Well, what's yours, John? What's yours?
Super Meat Boy and Braid.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Those bad
Mine's
games?
Limbo.
Oh, the overlays are all funked up. Do I even want to change those before Tubby gets in here?
Well, let's wait until Tubby gets in here.
I just looked to see if Tubby was ready, and the only thing I see is our shirts needed. So I think without further delay, we are going to bring our good friend Tubby the Fat,
Maybe without a shirt.
Jay Martins, possibly without a shirt. Who
Yeah.
knows? But guys, get tweeting at esports_Canada. If you don't have Twitter, you can also send it to us on Facebook and just tell us your favorite indie game of all time. He's got his jersey on. I think he's ready to go.
Ender Sword, is that really your favorite Universal Sandbox? Because that game was kind of boring to me. It was interesting, but boring. But I ain't no scientist or anything. There we go.
There he is.
Okay.
The shirted man.
Yeah.
The one they call the shirted one.
Shirted one.
Can you change your name to that?
Tubby
Please
the
don't.
Shirted.
You have the best name in all of esports.
Tubby the Shirt.
Tubby the Shirt.
Formerly the Fat.
Formerly Fat. The player formerly known as the Fat. I just got to do these overlays real quick. It's the worst part of the show.
For the hotski, John, is it just you'll find out later, or are you going to pick them when you're not talking?
I can pick them when I'm not talking. I will message them in chats.
All right.
Unless it's my boss or my coworker, then they will win a hot spaghetti key. We have 4 to give away, and Tubby, I think you were hopefully watching the show and saw the lightning round. If you can score 8 or higher on the lightning round, then we're going to give away an additional 4 hot spaghetti keys. So there's a lot riding on you.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know. Like,
It's not
Oh,
too late to
God.
hang up and just quit.
oh God, I got
Quit
like a
gaming
knot in my
altogether.
stomach now. Why are you doing this to me?
Top post on StarCraft Reddit, Tubby the Fat retires from gaming. Cites emotional stress and lightning round.
Not win hot beta keys for fans.
Fans revolt. Burn down internet. Welcome to the show. Jay Martins, a.k.a. Tubby the Fat. He has the best name in all of esports and possibly just the world in general. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, our pleasure. So I guess jump right into it. How did you get involved with gaming? Where were you born? And how did you kind of make that transition into esports?
I started gaming because I have two older brothers who both game a lot. So when I was younger, my oldest brother used to always have LAN parties where he invite like 10 friends over. This was back when internet was like garbage. So like you couldn't really play online that well. So he had like 10 friends over. They played Counter-Strike in like the living room. And like I'd be like a little kid that would just hang out with them, be like, hey, can I play? Can I play? And they would never let me play. But then like one day his friends were like, let him play. Then I played. Then like I got my first kill and I just kept killing since then, you know?
Ever since, I've been killing.
Just killing everyone. But I was born in, well, it's kind of interesting. I was born in Bangladesh because my parents, they worked overseas a lot. And when my mom was pregnant, she had a contract overseas in Thailand. So, I was born there. So my first 3 years of my life, I lived in Bangladesh, which is kind of cool. I can't remember anything, but apparently it was dope. Like we had servants, like we had a mansion, but I don't remember any of it, of course, because since then I moved back and we moved back to Guelph. That's where my parents were originally from, and which is an hour out of Toronto, and I've lived there ever since.
Huh. And so, what games were you playing when your brothers would let you play?
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. And then how did you transition into StarCraft?
Basically, like, I followed what my brothers would play. So, like, my brothers played Counter-Strike, then they played a bit of StarCraft 1, then Brood War. So I played a bit of that, but I never played, like, ladder games. I'd play custom games like Sunken Defense, so I never actually, like, got into RTS then. Then my brothers played Diablo, so I followed Blizzard. Then they played Warcraft 3. Then I got into Dota a lot, and like I played Dota pretty much during all my free time. So I got a taste for competitive gaming. But my problem with Dota was like it's a 5v5 game, and I'm just not really a team player, to be honest.
Ditto.
So I get frustrated playing with teams. So I'm like, I kind of want to try to become a pro gamer in a 1v1 game, and like. I saw the success of Brood War, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be successful in Brood War at this point, like 8 years, or like 10 years after its release, just starting out. So I'm like, and I saw StarCraft 2 was coming out, and I asked around, I got a beta key, and I think I placed Platinum before Diamond was even out, so like, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. I kept playing. That's how I got into StarCraft.
And how soon, kind of after launch, was it, hey, I'm actually really good at this, and you kind of started looking into teams and other pro players?
I was like high masters, and like I play in online tournaments just because I love competition. And like I joined the team Infinity, which is like Infinity Gaming. They host like these cups every week, and I play in their cups. So like I'll join their team. And like at one point, I got good enough that they sent me to an MLG. I'm like, oh, people actually pay for me to go to events. That's kind of cool. So like I worked harder, got better. Then eventually Infinity just like fell apart, like most community teams do. And so then I joined in NMX back when it was like me, Henry, Masa. So like we were pretty good. But then Masa got picked up by Root, and I was like, and Henry left for Monomaniac. So I was like, okay, then. And I joined Infinity 7, and just that's pretty much my career. Then I'm still in Infinity 7.
Fantastic. This question's slated from Nick, but I'm going to steal it because I want to know. The name Tubby the Fat. We all want to know, where did it come from?
That was my question, John. Thanks, John.
Well, I stole it.
Oh. Doesn't even know who he's plagiarizing. Cool. Tubby the Fat. I think it's just mainly because, like, I'm not really a serious guy, like, you can probably tell by now, like, I never really try and be serious about stuff, so I didn't want, like, a super serious name, like, Killer, or, like, Destroyer, I don't know, like...
Yeah, we know those names.
Yeah, like, Hero, like, I don't know, I find those names too mysterious, so I'm like, I'll just go with, kind of, like, a more silly name that people will see, and they're like, oh, that's pretty funny, and pretty much everyone who sees my name remembers me, like, I've had people say, like, oh, I played a game of Dota with you 3 years ago. I'm like, how do you remember this? It's like, how could I forget that name? I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess it's kind of just because I like funny names, and it kind of just it's a marketing thing now too, I guess.
I remember I saw you at NASL, but it was kind of like in the tournament, so I guess it doesn't really count. But I remember being like, "Oh, that's Tubby the Fat," and you were just super serious, like stoic character in the back, just like staring at the game, even between games, just super serious. And I was like, "Oh, he's not as fun as his name sounds."
Yeah, that's like one of the few times you see me serious is when like at tournaments. That's when I go super competitive mode and like. But if you ever see me like outside a tournament, I'm rarely serious.
I have no questions. So, Songers, do you want to go?
Wow.
The question about your name was it was interesting though, because we find that whenever you ask people questions about their names, like I've had this conversation with people in esports, they say that it's never a good question, so never ask it. But you were the only person I legitimately wanted to know why you came up with Tubby the Fat. It's so unique. I've never heard anything like that. So yeah, good on you. Good on you for breaking the trend. That's all. I'll come up with a question. Okay. Songers can go right now.
I can't hear Songers. I just see his mouth moving.
That's actually we don't tell Songers, but his mic's never on. just pretend and just nod and go, "Oh, for sure," and then we'll just move on to the next.
He's still talking. He's having a conversation to himself.
No one can hear. I think it's time to bring out the blue waffle of shame again.
Oh my god. Oh gosh.
He looks like a crazy man.
Alright, forget it. Forget about Songers. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's inconsequential. I'll ask the questions, alright? So, so here's some questions that we have for you that he was supposed to ask. But how do you think the esports scene is progressing in Canada? What would be some next steps you think that we should take?
I think esports in Canada, we have like the talent. Like we have I personally think Canadian players are better than American players, so it's kind of silly that the American scene's bigger. But I think America just has the sponsors and the money and like all that. So like I feel like Canada needs more like huge tournaments, like an MLG, NASL to come back, or like even an IPL. But IPL is more about like Vegas and like Atlantic City, like gambling and stuff. So I think just bigger tournaments, more exposure. I also think we have the fan base too, because Toronto has a pretty huge like following. Like NASL had a ton of people there, so I think like the following there, the player base is there. We just need to like get some sponsors and host some big tournaments. I think that's my opinion. I'm not an expert though, so.
That's fair. What about little Songers? We can hear you, by the way, so just stop testing the mic.
Okay, thank you. I'm back.
But what about little tournaments that happen? So every time, like if we hold a LAN with Esports Canada in Toronto, one of the questions we like to ask, like the player who wins, is what do you think of the competition in Toronto? Do you feel like people are getting better? Do you feel like it's getting bigger and stuff? And you know, I'm always surprised by the answer because most people don't feel like that's really what's going to grow the scene. But what do you think about? You did say that there's some really good players, but is it really top heavy? Is there a lot of mediocre and then just a few really premier, or is there like, do you see it just getting better and bigger?
I feel it's very top heavy. Like Masa and Hendrilisk are pretty much the top in the GTA. Then you just have like Scarlet down in Kingston's, but she doesn't really come to those. So like, there's a lot of top heavy, and there's not that many other people that can really, like Rise is pretty good too. So Rise can do stuff, but other than that, like, there aren't that many other great players in the GTA. So I do feel it is top heavy.
Yeah. So, that's fair. That's fair. Songers, if your mic works, you can talk now.
Yeah, but you just took my questions. You just pulled a John.
You mean the questions that I wrote and I gave to you before?
I totally wrote those.
Go ahead, Songers. Go ahead. There is another question.
Oh, okay. So basically, so Tubby, you competed at NASL. So what's the next big event you hope to come to Canada?
NASL again, really? Probably.
Yeah, another NASL, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is there a reason you chose that over, say, MLG?
I don't think MLG will ever come to Canada.
No?
I don't know. Sometimes it's always like, oh, I will come to Canada, maybe. You guys want to see Canada support? Then like they get huge support. Like, nope, JK, we're staying in America.
Yeah.
Like
We're going to
MLG kind of,
Raleigh.
yeah, MLG just seems to have like, a huge hold on the American fan base. So no real point in them leaving America, I see. So I don't really see them being able to justify taking the risk. But
HOTS is coming out, as we all know, March 12th. Have you been practicing up, or are you kind of just waiting until launch?
I play it a bit, not too much. I still play a lot of Wings, but like I don't know. Heart of the Swarm just has some grossly imbalanced stuff, which is expected in a beta. So it's kind of frustrating to play. It's just like, oh, Hellbats, yeah. It's funny because like QXC did a unit test with Hellbats, and Hellbats cost-effectively beat every Protoss unit, every single one. It's like
That's not fun.
and it's just like I don't know. Then there's Widowmines are kind of weird. Oracles are kind of dumb. Like they do so much damage. Like an Oracle kills a middle line in like 10 seconds. It's like okay, and I don't know. It's just stuff. Like I feel they're taking kind of like the extreme approach where they make everything imbalanced, and hopefully everything's so imbalanced that's balanced because imbalances cancel imbalances, and it's just like
I saw it's like each race, right? They have like something that you can take out mineral lines in like seconds. I saw a dragon play like, and he just dropped 4 Hellbats into, but I forget who he's playing, right? Destroyed the mineral line, the guy just GG'd.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then there's like, yeah, and Protoss late game Sky Toss doesn't really have. It's really hard to deal with right now because Void Rays got that huge buff for late game where they can just turn it on. So it's kind of like, yeah, there's just so much imbalances. But I do see the game has a lot of potential. I think it's better than Wings because like, I think it encourages multitasking a lot more instead of just these huge turtle fests for like 20 minutes than like max fights with like 80 larvae versus 30 gates who just like okay.
Yeah, they were mentioning how they wanted to make the beginning of the game more action-packed because it seems like nothing really happens at the beginning, so they wanted to take steps to make things happen. But with that, on the Pulse yesterday, I saw they were talking about, like, for example, do you play Protoss in HOTS?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this weird thing where if you like get rushed with Reapers, it's really a hard thing to hold. So I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of these little timings that get introduced, and especially with these new units that they're trying to say, well, nobody's using these units anymore. But how do you find, have you got to use the Hallucinate much?
I think that's a change they should make in Wings of Liberty, to be honest. The Hallucination, no research, because I find the biggest problem with Protoss Wings of Liberty is their lack of scouting, and Hallucination just adds so much because you build your first sentry to like defend against any all-in, like just to hold your ramp. Then all of a sudden, like then you get to a point of the game where you're safe, and once you're safe, you don't really need that force good energy anymore. So you use that to build a hallucination, then you can go scout. And with that scout, like you can see, because sometimes a lot of Terran would do like in base 3CC, like so, and you have no clue. You don't know if they're doing a 2 base all-in or a 3 base all-in until the CC's been up for like 3 minutes. So like hallucination lets you like scout. Like, or if Zerg's doing like 2 base layer, lets you scout like stuff so much earlier, like way before. It kind of fills the gap between your probe scout and the observer scout, because that's like the 2 points of Protoss scouts. So I really feel like the hallucination change was really good, and it's actually one of my favorite changes in this one.
I like that, yeah.
Have you made anyone GG by hallucinating an army yet?
No, it's hard at high level because like everyone has detection in their army. It's bullshit. It's like you hallucinate 6 colossi and they just laugh at you. It's like, oh, those aren't real, and you're like, oh. I did metagame at Terran once where I hallucinated a colossi in my army. Then he scanned my army and saw I was hallucinated, but then I was building colossi behind it. So like he didn't build Vikings, and then he thought my colossi in my army were hallucinated when I pushed in, and
that's where it's at. Well played, sir. Well played. Songers and I were actually talking about this. What do you think of this new balance that they should patch in there? You should be able to hallucinate a probe that can build hallucinated buildings.
Would it cost money?
No, it's all hallucination.
It's all fake, right?
Fake cannon rush. What do you think? Fair? Is that balance?
Fair. You just drop a hallucinated probe, build like a wall on top of their ramp. They can't get out.
Yeah, I think it's the next level. think somebody should get Blizzard on the phone right
Just
now.
PvP mirror matchup. The entire game is
Nothing's
Everything's fake. Nothing is real.
It gets to a certain point, and everything just disappears, and all you see is 7 probes on either side of the map. One
You
base.
should be able to get hallucinated minerals, where you hallucinate probes mined from mineral patches, and
Yeah.
don't actually take the minerals. That way you have hallucinated minerals as your 4th resource
Oh,
that you can use to build
Whoa.
hallucinated buildings.
it's a whole new economy tree. That's awesome. The third resource.
And it's all streamed in 3D.
Well, guys, I think we just decided we're going to get Ryan to develop the game, and we are going to storyboard it.
Yep.
So we've got the ideas.
God.
Nick can do the audio.
That's audio. Everyone would have a Chinese accent. It'd be amazing.
You don't have a
Oh.
Chinese accent.
Well, that was fun.
That was fantastic.
That was fantastic.
Tubby, what do you have planned for 2013 in terms of events, streaming? What's on tap for you?
Probably a lot of streaming, and I'll try and go to every major event. So like every MLG, every IPL. Hopefully I can qualify for like a European event and go to like an IEM or a DreamHack. That'd be pretty cool, but that probably won't happen till the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, yeah, probably stream every day, have fun, play video games.
Are you going to LAN ETS by chance?
When is it?
March 1st, 2nd, 3rd? If you don't have a ticket, you might have just answered the question.
I'm going to Texas next month to go live with a friend and practice, so I won't be in Canada for that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Just wondered.
Fine. Just desert us.
Yeah,
We
whatever.
miss
You
you
don't
there.
even care.
It's cool.
I think I have a ticket though, because I think I got it for being a runner-up against Rise in that show match.
Oh, really?
I think like a lot of people want to buy those tickets now. You can probably get it for like.
Yeah, you just paid for your trip to.
It's true.
Oh no, you
Fan
got.
Expo.
Tony
Oh,
says you
yeah.
got a Fan Expo
Yeah.
ticket.
Okay, my bad.
That's completely different. No one wants to go there. I'm from the East Coast, and so anything west of like Montreal is useless to me.
John.
Oh man.
Oh, you East Coasters.
Not that I'm biased.
No, not at all. You're not at all. Just like the lightning round.
Wait a second. I want to know something for the lightning round. Are those sock monkeys in the back?
Yeah, I was gonna comment on those.
They're not sock monkeys, they're just
Well, they're
regular monkeys.
That's pretty obvious.
No, you idiot. They're just regular monkeys.
Just the normal type. Of
I don't
monkey.
even know what a sock monkey is, guy.
Yeah, I don't know what those are either. But they're regular monkeys, obviously.
Oh,
I should have known.
So, Tubby, we're running late on time, so I do want to get into the lightning round, but I will give you a chance to plug your stream, your Twitter. Where can we watch? Where can we follow? Where can we stalk you?
you can follow me on Twitter at istubby_. I tweet the best stuff, so you definitely want to follow me. Or I stream at twitch.tv/istubby. Yeah. Yeah. You can follow my team at Infinity7. And our sponsors, DB and Art. Shit. Good Game Apparel, Science Work, and Steel Series.
Smooth.
I'm going to get you to do that for all 10 questions of the lightning round. And name your sponsors. And once again, just get you to name your sponsors. And question 10, sponsors. All right, well, thank you very much for coming. Please be sure to follow Tubby on Twitter and watch his lovely stream where he may or may not wear a shirt.
Definitely.
Are you ready, Tubby, for the lightning round? I know that you've watched the previous 20 episodes, and you're very familiar with the lightning round.
Definitely, I got this.
But for anyone that has just tuned in the second half, I'm about to ask Tubby 10 questions, very skill-testing questions. They will put him through the ringer and then back some. He is up Poops Creek with no paddle. The lightning round.
Wait, if he gets 8 points.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, we
this
only
is
had 2 people respond to the Twitter announcement.
Nobody wants hotskis, huh? You guys
Well,
tell your
actually,
friends.
there was another person, but they put Zelda.
Yeah, I want a hot ski. Give me a hot ski.
You already have a hotski.
And I'll give it to a friend. My friend wants one.
Tell
All right,
him
if
to
you can
watch.
get-
Why isn't your friend watching you?
Yeah,
He's
what
not
the
a
heck?
friend.
He has
He's-
a job.
He's not a real friend.
Why is
Go on, break
everyone
this-
yelling at me?
I just want a hot ski. Come on.
Lightning round. Mr. Tubby the Fat, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty nervous. I'm gonna give me a minute.
Deep breaths, Tubby.
Okay.
I apologize in advance because some of the stuff I'm not familiar with for the first time ever.
That's because John doesn't.
Number one, I am definitely familiar with. Number one, favorite type of pie.
Blueberry.
Ooh,
Did you say blueberry?
yeah, that can't be the right answer.
Trash. Strawberry rhubarb.
Yes, John.
You're at 0.
That's
Wait,
my-
is that your favorite, Frank?
Yes, I hate people
now you
who
get
love
-1.
blueberry and apple. So
What do you
cliche.
mean? Like, blueberry's so good.
So good.
Melts in your
man.
mouth.
Oh, it's
It's
Nick's
like
favorite
making
too.
yourself
Mine
killer.
is
Fist bump, fist bump.
Minus
Hero.
2. Minus 2.
Oh, jeez.
Question 2. Emma Stone, hot actress or hottest actress?
Hottest. No question.
That is correct.
You know I have a Smurf called Emma Stone, right?
Yep, that's why we picked that
Oh, was
question.
it? I thought it was just like a random question. Frank usually does, like, you'll notice that there's some shittier questions. Those are the ones that Frank does, and then when I show up before the show, I fill in the rest.
I'm
Good
pretty
one.
sure when you asked about Emma Stone, he got an erection. So that is not a bad question.
Wow. Try and keep it PG.
Didn't need to
Frank.
know that, Frank, but
You have children.
All right.
Question 3. Like, this is a Frank question. Cats or dogs?
Why did you ask it like a redneck from the East Coast?
Dogs? Yeah, dogs.
Dog person? I thought everyone on the internet was a cat person.
Yeah, cat person. That's another -2. You are at
man.
-3 right now. That
Oh,
8 points is not looking good, let me tell you. Question number 4. How much Dota 2 are you secretly playing?
I don't think it's really secret, so... But I probably have 200 hours this week. No.
Oh, this
That's
week.
2 weeks. That's 2 weeks, 200
Yeah,
hours,
that's-
that's it. I average like 100
Physically
a week.
impossible if you did it one week.
this weekend.
He plays a lot of Places Void. He
Goes
controls
back.
Yeah, Dota 2 is cool, I guess. Plus a point. You're at -2.
Yes.
All right,
Almost
I
back
hope-
to 0.
I hope you get these next ones.
Question 5. Yeah, these are Frank questions. Watch out. In the spirit of Guybrush Threepwood, choose a profession. I am J. Martin's mighty...
Pirate.
Oh, good.
You get to be a pirate.
See? John, he got it.
Yeah,
John was all like,
got
what
it.
is this good question? I don't know it, therefore nobody knows it, Frank.
This is a Frank question.
Tell Frank to shut up now and you'll gain all your points back.
I'll take it. You need the points, and people need their hotskis.
But he made such good questions, I don't know.
You know what? Even if
Wow.
you use this, you get the
You win.
moonlight round I'm making. I'm gonna call it the thunder round, and you're winning, bro.
It's
You're winning.
terrible. There is no thunder round. I am above the law. Who knows anymore what you're... Question 6. You are confronted with an unwitting fencing companion and or pirate. He says, you fight like a dairy farmer. How do you respond?
Oh, I forget this.
Oh no.
Maybe
Fight
track-
like a cow or something?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Good
How
thing you fight like a
appropriate
cow.
you fight like a cow.
Boom, got it.
Booyah.
You nailed the Frank questions, so half a point each.
Oh man,
-1.
This guy, man. This guy.
that's the worst. Really?
Question 7. Give us your best impression of a robotics bay that is upgrading.
I want to see it.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out what a robotics it looks
You play Protoss?
What?
like. Isn't it just like...
Giraffe?
Yes.
I feel like a monkey right now.
How fitting. How fitting.
That was worth like 4 points at least. You're at +3.
That's gonna be a meme. That is gonna be. We gotta cut that video.
Get the hands going. Yeah. That was. Question 8. How long does a force field last?
15 seconds.
Incorrect.
Is it?
The correct answer was long enough to do a Century Immortal All-In. You cheap race. -1.
The answer is a century. It lasts a century.
Get it?
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
right
I get
anyways,
it.
though.
You can't ask a pro gamer this and expect them not to give you the right answer.
15 seconds! Question 9. 3 words that rhyme with your hometown.
Ooh.
Shit. I'm screwed.
Are you Googling it? Is that you typing?
No.
Oh.
I tried to frame him. I'm sorry.
Melf. Nelf.
I'm sorry, what? Nelf? Can you use Nelf in a sentence for me, please?
I just Nelf that girl.
I believe it would be I just Nelf that Melf.
And the third word, Plate elf. There. Elf. We'll go with elf there.
I actually picked a word by accident. It's because you put a bunch of syllables
You also
together.
have the option of shelf or wealth.
Those are really right.
Real words. That was entertaining, +6. You are at 7 points. I believe you needed 8 or higher to get the HOTS beta keys, both for yourself and for people in chat. Question 10. Apologize for playing that race.
Calm down, Adrian.
Calm down, Adrian.
Say
John.
it. Say it.
Really? Who invited Adrian to the call?
Say it.
John, you're a slave.
Do you want your key or not? Dance.
Stand strong, Brocha. Stand
Yeah,
strong.
I don't know if he's gonna break. This is gonna either be an awkward in the next 5 minutes of the show is gonna be really awkward, or somebody's gonna cave.
This is a stare down, man. Both of them have their hands on their chins.
I have a better beard, though, so it's all good. I can make scratches.
I can't grow a beard. Thanks for pointing that out. -9. That is the worst showing ever in the lightning round. Tell me
Is
the
that
fact.
-2?
Hank,
I'm at
pardon?
-2 now. I still beat Ken Silva. It's okay.
Congratulations, that was the answer for question 10. That is worth 9 points. Any shun upon Ken Silva gets you 9 points. Fantastic job. You've won a beta key for your friend as well as for anyone in the chat. Just tweet at EsportsCanada and tag ISTubby_ in said tweet and you will win a beta key. Or say go Tubby go on our Facebook
Something
page.
to show your love. Try to use
Something on Twitter or Facebook to show your love for
There's an
Tubby.
underscore after
And,
his Twitter, Jim.
ISTubby_.
But up there above his face.
Well, that's what you had in the Gmail document, so...
Nope.
No.
I can copy and paste it
False.
right now for you.
That is false.
That's what I had. In fact, there is no period in ISW the Fat. And it is just Tubby. It's ISW
Frank.
underscore.
Damn it, John.
Not in front of Tubby.
Damn it,
please.
John.
Computer crashing hard here. That is
In front
his
of
Twitter, guys. Please use that if you can. John is a
John
noob.
Quinn, Blue Waffle. You did it. You did it. You did
Oh,
it.
man.
I just try to entertain.
You sure did that.
Jay, thank you so much for coming on our little show.
Oh, that was fun.
If you have any friends who would like to come on and be humiliated, please let them know that we're always looking for guests. Or if you yourself would like to come back on again and give us an update on your life, how things are in Texas, then please do so.
Yeah, and if you want us to write your Twitter right next time, give me a
Got
second
that.
chance.
I got confused. I'm an old man. Tubby, did you want to plug your stuff one last time?
Yeah. My Twitter effect the 5th time. Just get it right this time at ISTubby_, not at is.tubbythefat. That's just a weird... Who would make their Twitter that? But,
You're even Twitter?
Or,
I didn't even think you could put dots in Twitter.
or at, you can watch my stream at twitch.tv/istubby, where I stream only the best gameplay ever. Pretty sure.
Do you
You
do
cannot
coaching?
find a better
Number
stream
one, number
anywhere.
one stream.
Do you coach?
Oh yeah, actually. Like $20 an hour.
Fantastic. Discounted Esports Canada rate?
Yeah.
For you, 20.69.
That's disgusting.
You paid more.
Thank you so much, Jay,
I
for
could
coming
math.
on. Please return to us, possibly at the end of the year, and update us on how your 2013 went. If you have any other Canadian friends on Infinity, then please tell them about us.
Okay, sounds good.
John, you sound desperate.
I'm not. Please don't. You are
We're
our
actually-
last guest.
Overattached host.
We're booked. We're booked until March 18th, John.
We're booked until March 18th, so tell your friends that.
So we look less desperate.
Do you want to come on a sweet show? You can't. Not until April at the earliest. Thank you so much. Feel free to stay on for the last 3 minutes as we do our sign-offs, and Frank gives his dad tip of the week.
Oh, do I have to do one of those? Damn.
Yes, that is your thunder round.
Okay. So what? You want me to go now? This
Nick,
is the most awkward show we've done, huh?
Nick,
Yeah, this
send
is
us
really
off
awkward,
first.
man.
Ever since Nick's sound, he just broke the show somehow.
I ruined it.
But I will take this couple seconds to actually mention who we have next week, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So for our next episode, episode 22, exciting times, we actually have 3 owners. They're all Canadians, and they own 3 different teams. So we have Simon Boudreau from Team 4 Not, we have Shane Parmalee from My Intent, and we have Josh Lewis from Triumph Esports. So it's actually going to be a really exciting show because basically these 3 owners, as Canadians, will get to talk about what are some of the challenges of being an owner, what are some of the benefits, what are some of their insights, which I think is actually a really lucky thing for us to have on our show. So definitely check that out. We should have more hot skis too. So if you come back next week, if you don't win it this week.
Yeah, and the 3 owners next week, the loser of that lightning round has to sign Nick to their team. So watch.
Are you sure? Are you sure, John? That's not nice.
You don't even know my skill, man. I've been secretly practicing. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win MLG.
Pie
I'm gonna win
making?
MLG. It looks good. Look at my pie, guys. Look at it. Look at it.
My pie.
Look at that.
What is that?
Look at that
Jell-O
whipped
in there?
cream.
What is going
No,
on?
dude, it's custard, kiwi, pineapple, and whipped cream.
That's
Delicious.
not cherry pie.
No, it's not.
Not blueberry either.
Yeah, it's not,
Frank
it's not
signing-
your strawberry rhubarb.
Strawberry
Nick
rhubarb's
signing-
best. I can't believe there's not more people who just love strawberry. Oh, wait. I actually have a question for you guys. Name the top 3 pies. Name them. Go.
Strawberry rhubarb,
That's what I would say.
apple,
Blueberry, cherry, and strawberry rhubarb.
and
I'm
then
pretty sure it's apple, blueberry, and cherry. I think those are the top 3.
I'm pretty sure it's strawberry rhubarb, blueberry, and pumpkin.
You would say
Oh,
Whoa.
pumpkin. I forgot about pumpkin.
pumpkin, strong choice.
But
I like
pumpkin
that.
is seasonal. It's seasonal. Look at the.
Yes.
I know apple for sure is up there, and I think blueberry's second. I think cherry's third. I looked this up because me and a friend were arguing about it. This is how sad my life is. Well, I figured it out. But strawberry rhubarb is my favorite, and it wasn't in the top 3. I was upset.
And with
Coconut
that-
cream and lemon meringue,
Yeah, those are good too.
super good.
I have a friend. Damn it! I don't know if I should tell the story.
No more
shut
pie
up.
talk. We'll have a special extended episode next week where we just count down pies. All the way
good.
from 10 to 1. Nick, sign off for us, please.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching Esports Canada. You can follow ESC Jovian at that Twitter thing right above his name. You can follow me at ESC Songers right above here. And hopefully I'm getting this hand direction right. You can follow John at Quinn of the Net. How
Okay.
about that?
Thank you. I don't know why you did my part. Frank, dad tip of the week.
Dad tip of the week. Jeez. I don't know. When your kid is tantruming, what's the saying? Ignore the behavior, not the child.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Deep
Child
stuff.
Services, that is Frank Ricci, R-I-C-C-I, the GTA area. So I have his number, just give me a call. Thank you to our guest this evening, Ryan Vanderdyk from Eden Industries. Go to edenindustries.ca and follow him on Twitter at Eden Industries. And as well, our favorite pro player, our leading scorer in the lightning round, Jay Tubby the Fat Martins. Follow him on Twitter at ISTubby_. And follow his stream, twitch.tv/ISTubby the Fat. Or just ISTubby. It's just ISTubby.
Just stop, John. We'll post it in the chat.
It was really good. Guys, follow us on Twitter at esports_Canada and Facebook.com/esportscanada, EsportsCanada.ca, and watch our stream on EsportsCanada.tv. That's a whole lot of esports in Canada. Good night, everyone. Tune in next
Good
week.
night.
We'll be talking to teams.
So tell your friends. You're desperate.
I'm addicted to your
I just want to let everyone know they're trying to have a staring contest.
You didn't put us back on air though, did you? Because Tubby is definitely silly.
Totally did.